Kristi Noem, not playing around. Department of Homeland Security now launching an international multi-million-dollar ad campaign to warn illegals, do not come into this country. You will be hunted down and deported. Think twice. From her official account, Secretary Kristi Noem saying, "Thank you, Trump, for securing our border and enabling us to protect our nation. Here is the message to all illegal aliens throughout the world and the universe."
I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for securing our border and putting America first. Let me deliver a message from President Trump to the world. If you are considering entering America illegally, don't even think about it.
Don't.
Let me be clear. If you come to our country and you break our laws, we will hunt you down. Criminals are not welcome in the United States. For too long, weak leadership has left our borders wide open, flooding our communities with drugs, human trafficking, and violent criminals. Those days are over. Under President Trump, we are defending American families and restoring their safety. If you try to enter illegally, you will be caught, you will be removed, and you will never return. Follow the law, and you'll find opportunity. If you break it, you'll find consequences. Strong borders mean a stronger America. President Trump is making America safe again.
That was Kristi Noem, Homeland Security. Powerful message. Much more forceful than Kamala's "do not come" when she went down to Guatemala. Because Trump and Tom Homan and the rest of them are actually enforcing the law. And border crossings have dropped massively. In fact, here was one post we saw from Bill Malugin, says the NGOs, the ones that were flooding our country with a bunch of illegal aliens, are now saying they have not had a single migrant walk across its doors down at the southern border because the law is being enforced. People aren't coming. If you don't enforce the law and you create incentives to come into the country, like you come into New York City and you get thrown up in nice hotels and gifted loans for cars and small business and whatever to the tune of billions of dollars, if you cut those things off, not a good reason to try to uproot your life and come into our country. You'd stay home and work on your own country and hopefully increase the living conditions for yourself and the rest of your citizens, like we're trying to do here. So this is what Bill Malugin said, reporting over on Fox.
So the San Diego NGO says its shelter has had not a single migrant walk through its door since President Trump took office. They're now closing that shelter down and laying off more than 100 employees, they say, because of Trump's border policies and his ending of their federal funding. Jewish Family Service San Diego has been running a rapid response migrant shelter that offered migrants care packages, food, legal services.
Yeah, and they always did that. It's like Jewish something, or there's a bunch of Lutherans, like millions went to the Lutherans church. Okay, come on. What are you doing? What is it in Jewish religious theology that facilitates invading our borders, keeping them wide open? How are the Lutherans practicing the Gospels when they're invading America? Is that how that works?
Travel coordination, medical screenings, and immigration case management. FEMA records show they had been allocated $22 million last year, but the NGO says they've received none of that money. Jewish Family Service San Diego points the finger at President Trump, saying in part, quote, "With migrants no longer able to use the CBP-1 application, the shelter has not received new families and individuals released from short-term federal custody." So the San Diego NGO
in business anymore because the floodgates have been turned off. So Kristi Noem is making that announcement. They're also preparing to fire hundreds of senior leaders this week. So they're getting deported too, even within Homeland. Illegals getting deported from the country, useless bureaucrats getting deported from the agency. Perfect. What the winning continues. The firings are a move not to reduce the size, but to get rid of people the administration says are not on board with its goals. You're gone. Afuera, get out. The Trump administration is preparing, and Catholic charities too. Yeah, Catholic charities too. Saying that they're preparing to fire hundreds of high-level DHS security employees this week as part of a move to rid the country's third largest agency of people deemed to be misaligned. The sources said that the Trump administration has, quote, a centralized plan and a list of people in high-level positions that are going to be targeted for firing this week. They're going to come on top of hundreds of more general cuts that began across DHS on Friday night, which targeted FEMA, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. CISA is getting nuked. This week, the three sources told NBC career employees at high-level managerial positions, namely senior executive, whatever, general schedule 15, whatever, may be removed from agencies across Homeland. Not to reduce the size, but because they're not good. Homeland, which includes Customs and Border and ICE, is the primary agency tasked with the border. The agencies at high levels, they say, are career people who have, NBC, who have a lot of experience, blah, blah, blah. These people put themselves in a terrible position, the Trump administration said. They need to be removed. Yeah, they didn't secure the border. They had 4 years to show leadership in doing the job of the agency, and they haven't been able to do that. They are now getting fired.